Hey everyone, and welcome back to Talk Tickers.
Glad to be here.
Today we are diving deep into Marquetta's Q3 2024 earnings call.
Which just came out November 4th.
Right.
Very, very interesting stuff.
Now, just as a quick reminder for those of you who maybe aren't familiar with Marquetta, Marquetta is a modern card issuing platform.
The tech behind the tech.
They are the powerhouse behind many of the Fintech apps and solutions you use every single day.
Absolutely.
And they are publicly traded under the ticker MQ.
Correct.
But here's the thing.
Yes.
Despite beating revenue estimates and showing some solid growth, their stock plummeted. Over 30% after hours.
Wow. That's a big drop.
It's a huge drop.
So what happened?
Yeah, what's going on here?
Help us understand.
All right, so first let's go through the good news.
Okay. Sounds good.
Marquetta didn't just meet revenue expectations.
Yeah.
They blew past them.
Really?
Exceeding projections by, I believe it was $10 million.
$10 million? That's a lot.
Yeah, that's pretty substantial.
It is.
Their total processing volume, or TPV, also grew a healthy 30% year over year.
Oh, wow.
Reaching a whopping $74 billion.
Wow. $74 billion with a B.
With a B.
Okay.
That is not small potatoes.
Not at all.
And this isn't just fueled by their partnership with Block.
Right.
To those of you who might not know.
Yeah.
Block is the company behind Square and Cash App.
Yes.
And what's really interesting here is that Marquetta's non-Block TPV is actually growing even faster.
Interesting.
So that signals that
diversification. They're not a one-trick pony.
Right.
That's good.
They're not just relying on that one major client.
Yeah, exactly.
For example.
Yes.
They are seeing really strong uptake with companies like Klarna and Affirm, which are using Marquetta to power their buy now, pay later offerings.
Got it.
And on top of all that, they hit their adjusted EBITDA targets for the quarter, showing their commitment to profitability.
So all very positive signs.
Very positive.
Yeah.
But we have the elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room.
That massive stock drop.
Yes. Right?
The market seems to be reacting to Marquetta's revised guidance for Q4 and the full year 2024.
Right.
They lowered their projections.
Okay.
Due to some pretty serious challenges in launching new programs.
Okay, so challenges with launching new programs. So what's causing these delays?
That's the million-dollar question.
Is it the regulatory environment?
Well, fingers pointing to increased regulatory scrutiny.
Okay.
Particularly on the smaller banks that partner with Fintech and embedded finance companies.
So it's not just about Marquetta.
No.
That's a broader trend.
It's sending ripples throughout the entire Fintech ecosystem.
I see.
And it's impacting Marquetta in a very specific way.
In what way?
So they work with these smaller banks to get these new card programs up and running for their clients.
Okay.
This heightened scrutiny means approvals are taking a lot longer, which then creates a backlog of programs just stuck in limbo.
So like a bottleneck.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's delaying your revenue and profit recognition.
Oh, so it's a traffic jam.
Yes.
On the road to profitability.
And it's affecting all of their verticals.
Wow.
Not just one specific area.
Okay, so increased regulation is definitely one piece of the puzzle.
Yes.
What else is contributing to this?
Well, there's another trend emerging.
Okay.
And it's a bit more nuanced.
Oh.
Some of Marquetta's larger, more sophisticated Fintech clients are choosing to take more of that program management process in-house.
So bringing things in-house instead of relying on Marquetta, what's driving that decision?
Well, it's partly driven by this tighter regulatory environment.
Okay.
These larger Fintechs are often much better equipped to handle compliance internally.
Got it.
It's a complex landscape.
Right.
And they have the resources to navigate it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But this raises an interesting question. Will we see more Fintechs following this lead?
Right. Are we going to see a shift?
Are we going to see a shift towards larger Fintechs having even more control over their own destinies?
Very interesting.
Yeah. And for now, this shift is impacting Marquetta's bottom line.
Yeah, okay.
Because they're handling less volume for those particular clients.
So what's Marquetta doing about all of this?
Well, it sounds like they're taking a multi-pronged approach.
Okay, a multi-pronged approach.
First, they're doubling down on their existing bank partnerships.
Okay.
Working to streamline those processes.
Okay.
Boost efficiency.
So easing that bottleneck?
Exactly, trying to ease that bottleneck we talked about.
Trying to get those programs launching smoothly and quickly.
That's step one.
Okay, step one.
What else are they doing?
I'm all ears. Well, they're not just relying on their current partners. They're also onboarding at least 2 new bank partners.
So spreading the risk.
To increase capacity and give their clients with more options.
Expanding their network.
Exactly.
Smart moves.
Smart.
But what about those larger fintech clients who are shifting towards in-house management?
Right.
How are they responding to that?
They're taking a proactive approach there as well.
Okay.
They're focusing on earlier, more in-depth consultations with clients to simplify program complexity and try to preempt potential roadblocks.
So it's like they're trying to get ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
And make the entire process smoother.
Right.
For both themselves and their clients.
Absolutely.
So in a sense, they're adapting their business model to meet the evolving demands of the market.
Exactly. And this adaptation extends to their product innovation as well.
Oh.
Remember when we talked about the growth of buy now, pay later?
Yes.
Marquetta just announced a new solution called Marquetta Flex.
This is not financial advice, but this sounds like this could be the ace up their sleeve.
Maybe.
Tell me more.
Well, imagine a world where you can access personalized buy now, pay later options directly within your favorite payment app or digital wallet. No need for separate accounts or credit cards.
Yeah.
It's all seamlessly integrated.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
No more juggling multiple accounts or credit lines.
Right.
So how does it work?
It basically provides the infrastructure and flexibility for companies to offer these buy now, pay later options in a way that's tailored to individual customer needs. It's about giving consumers more choice and control over their finances.
And who are they partnering with on this?
They've already got some big names lined up, including Klarna, Affirm, and Branch.
Wow.
Major players in the fintech space.
So they're tapping into a rapidly growing market.
Yes.
And partnering with established players.
That's right.
That's a solid strategy.
Seems like it.
But how long until we see this rolled out?
They're aiming for a mid-2025 launch.
Okay, so a little ways away.
Which tells me they're thinking long-term.
Right.
They're not just trying to weather the current storm. They're looking ahead and building for the future.
So even with all these challenges, they're not backing down from innovation.
Nope.
That's got to be a good sign for investors.
I would think so.
But let's be realistic. How much of an impact can one new product really make?
Right.
Even one as promising as Marquetta Flex.
Well, it has the potential to be a real game changer for them.
Okay.
It could significantly expand their reach and diversify their revenue streams.
Okay.
Especially if it gains traction in the rapidly expanding buy now, pay later market.
So it's a long game?
Yeah.
Building for the future while tackling the present?
Exactly.
So what's their outlook for the coming months?
Well, Marquetta is acknowledging that Q4 2024 will probably give us a good indication of what to expect for 2025.
Okay.
They're expecting profit growth to remain somewhat subdued, but they're still sticking to their adjusted EBITDA target of $50 million for 2025.
Okay.
They're calling these short-term headwinds and believe they'll be back to stronger growth in 2026.
So they're staying optimistic but acknowledging the reality of the situation.
Yes.
But is this confidence warranted?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
Time will tell how effectively they can implement these strategies and navigate this challenging regulatory landscape.
Lots of moving pieces.
Yes.
Lots of uncertainty.
What is?
It's almost like watching a financial thriller unfold in real time.
I like that analogy.
But despite the drama, Marquetta seems determined to come out swinging.
They do.
What are your thoughts on their chances of success?
Well, they're operating in a market with massive potential. The rise of embedded finance, the demand for flexible payment options, the increasing complexity of payments. These are all trends that play to Marquetta's strengths.
So they have the potential to benefit from these powerful tailwinds.
Right.
But they'll need to execute flawlessly to overcome the challenges ahead.
Exactly. The next few quarters will be crucial for Marquetta.
Well, we'll be watching closely to see how this story unfolds.
Me too.
But let's shift gears for a moment.
Okay.
I know our listeners love this part.
Oh, yeah.
It's time for our This Is Not Financial Advice segment.
Oh, I love this part. Always a good laugh.
Okay, here's a wild thought. Given that Marquetta seems confident in their long-term prospects, but expects slower growth in the near term, could this be a good opportunity to buy the dip?
Okay.
To snag their stock at a discount while the market is fixated on these short-term anxieties?
That's a bold move. Are you suggesting a contrarian play?
Just a thought experiment.
Okay.
Remember, this is purely hypothetical, not actual investment advice.
Got it.
We're just having a little fun exploring the possibilities.
Always good to think outside the box.
So with that disclaimer out of the way,
Yeah.
what do you think? Could Marquetta be a diamond in the rough?
Well, they have a solid track record. They're actively addressing their challenges, and they're operating in a high-growth market.
Oh.
But there are definitely risks involved.
Risk and reward, the two sides of the investing coin.
True.
But before we dive deeper into that,
Yes?
let's bring it back to the core financial data.
Okay, sounds good.
What were some of the key takeaways from their CFO, Mike Hand?
Well, he emphasized that Q4 of this year will be a strong indicator of what to expect for 2025.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, if they can demonstrate progress in clearing that backlog of programs and return to a more consistent launch schedule, it'll be a huge vote of confidence for investors.
It all comes down to execution at this point.
Yeah.
Can they deliver on their promises?
Exactly. And of course, they need to prove they can continue to attract and retain those high-value customers, especially in the face of increasing competition.
The fintech landscape is becoming increasingly crowded.
It's a battle for market share.
That's true, but Marquetta has a history of innovation.
Yeah.
They were early adopters of things like virtual cards and open APIs.
Right.
They've built a reputation as a reliable and forward-thinking partner.
And they've demonstrated a willingness to adapt and evolve.
Yeah.
This Marquetta Flex product is a great example of that.
Right.
They're not just resting on their laurels, they're looking for ways to stay ahead of the curve.
They're not afraid to embrace new ideas and push the boundaries of what's possible in the payment space.
They have a strong foundation, a clear vision for the future, and they're taking concrete steps to address the challenges they face.
So for our listeners who are trying to make sense of this earnings call, what's the bottom line?
Yeah.
What should they be watching for in the coming months?
Keep a close eye on those new program launches.
Yeah.
If Marquetta can demonstrate momentum there, it'll be a positive sign.
Okay.
Also, look for updates on those new bank partnerships.
Right.
Expanding their network is crucial for their long-term growth.
And let's not forget about Marquetta Flex.
Right.
That could be a real game changer if they can execute effectively.
Yeah.
Pay attention to any news or updates on its adoption and rollout.
It's definitely a storyline worth following.
All right, folks, there you have it. Our deep dive into Marquetta's Q3 earnings call.
It was a good one.
It's a fascinating story, a company navigating a complex and rapidly evolving landscape.
It is.
They're facing some headwinds, no doubt, but they're also riding some powerful tailwinds.
Absolutely.
The next few quarters will be crucial.
It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out.
Yeah.
They have the potential to emerge from this even stronger, but they'll need to execute flawlessly.
Well said. A huge thanks to you for joining us today and providing such valuable insights.
It was my pleasure.
And to all our listeners out there, thanks for tuning in to Talk Tickers.
See you next time.
Remember, this is not financial advice. Do your own research. Stay informed. And as always, invest wisely until next time. Keep those brains buzzing.